No, there's no countdown. Because what we do is we're going to stream it, and then we'll say, okay, quiet on the set.
Your girlfriend was here.
Okay, now go get rid of
What she say about the meeting?
She loved it.
Yeah, she did.
She behaved herself?
Very much so. She seemed very serious about getting better. And she spoke highly of you. She made you look like an alpha male. And that was okay, Mary, he's getting it. Thank you, Robert. Why are you pointing at me?
To start.
Oh. It's not even 9 o'clock.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
No, that's wrong.
Oh, okay. Good morning. Welcome to church. I'm Jesse Peterson. Thank you for being with me. You can get involved by going to our YouTube chat line, and whatever your questions or comments are, I will get to them. All right? So, welcome. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. How y'all? And so, for those out there, I just got back in town this morning. We had our family reunion up in Las Vegas over this weekend. It started Thursday night, but I didn't go until Friday night or Friday morning. And so I was up really late last night, and I'm sleepy, I'm tired, but I'm here. I was determined to get here. Thank you, Robert. My flight got in early this morning, and so I was determined to get here. So whatever's on you guys' mind, ladies, whatever you want to talk about, ask me today. We're going to get it right. All right? There are a few things that happened at the event that I want to tell you about. So we had one 2 years ago, a family reunion, and I was the MC for it. And at that time, it was election year, and Hillary and Trump was running against each other. And so I said to my family, on the count of 3, I want you to say Donald Trump. So I would go 1, 2, 3. Who do we want? And they would go Hillary Clinton. I'm like, no, that's the wrong name. Yeah, you didn't quite hear me. Let's do it again. And these are black people. And so 1, 2, 3. Who do we want? And they went Hillary Clinton. And so this week, as we know, Hillary lost, even though Hillary doesn't know it yet. Hillary really doesn't know she lost. And so yesterday I was like, wow, this is great. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3. Who won? It was silent. And I said, just for the record, Donald Trump, right? Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3. Who won? Silent. And I was just rubbing it in. And then I asked, did anyone else in this room vote for Donald Trump? Nobody raised their hands. It was like over 100-some people there. And I was like, out of everybody in this room, not one person voted for Donald Trump. That's amazing to me. And then my nephew, one of my nephews, raised his hand slightly. And I'm like, good. So I went over to him. I was like, right on, nephew. Stand up. He's like, no, no. And so I finally encouraged him to stand up. And his mother stood up and said that he has Donald Trump picture hanging in he has his own business too, hanging in his business. And when customers walk in, potential customers, he's like going off. I am. But he's a brave soul. And then, so while I'm up there talking to Donald Trump, another guy who happened to be a nephew, he ran up behind me. I didn't see him coming. And he was like tussling and trying to take the mic away from me. I'm like, what is happening here? He's like, I'm a military person. And I don't want you to talk about Trump or something like that. And then at the end of everything, when I got ready to leave, there was another in-law there I never met before, He's married to one of my cousins. And so he told me in secret that he said, I agree with you about Donald Trump. He said, but I wasn't going to say it here because they'll turn on you. Isn't that amazing? And I said, but you have to have courage. You can't be afraid. I'm really amazed at the people who support Trump and those who don't, how bold they are with who they support. You know, whether it's Hillary or whomever, they're like so bold in your face with it, right? And then the people who support Trump, they're like totally afraid. And that doesn't make, this is America, right? How can you be afraid to, it's just a vote. It's not like, it's not about your mama, you know? It's just a vote, but the people on the other side are in fear about whom they voted for. That's not good. Fear is not good. The worst thing you can have in life is fear. And the reason that they're so violent with you is because they know that you're afraid. Because if you fought back and they knew you were not going to be afraid, they wouldn't get so violent. You know, it's like being in a relationship. If you get up every morning and your wife kick your butt and you're afraid to kick butt back, she's going to whoop you every morning because you know you're afraid to stand up, right? You just bring out the worst in her. But if you know you're going to stand up, then she's not going to do it. Fear brings out the worst in people. You can't have fear. And yes, you're going to get attacked for a minute, but when they see that you're not going to take it anymore, then they'll stop. That's how that ends. It doesn't make sense to have fear. We have the right to vote, and we have the right to vote for whomever we want. We have the right to disagree. That's what America's all about. And then for the men to be afraid is amazing to me. There's nothing worse than a man who has fear. You gotta, somehow, well, I know how, but you gotta get past the fear. You really do. You cannot have fear. I can care less what they think about me. In my whole family, right? They like me, they're nice. Nice people, some really nice people. They'll give you the shirt off their backs. But they disagree with you on issues. But because they know I don't care, they respect me for it. You know, you have 100 and some people disagreeing with me, and they're all acting out, and I'm having a ball. Because they're the ones supposed to be acting out, not us. Not those who stand for what is right. So you got to get past the fear. Today I want to talk about that. How do you get past the fear? And at one time in my life, I had fear. I really did. But I have no fear. I watch my back, I'm paying attention, but inwardly I'm not afraid to speak what I think, be who I am, because I'm me now. I'm not my mama, I'm not my daddy, I'm me, and there's nothing like being you, really. And so you got to get back to being you. This is for men and women. It's abnormal not to be yourself. You get beat up that way. How many men been beat up by a woman? 1, 2, 3. Can I get a 4? Well, we know that it's more than 4. So, 3. How many men been hit by a woman? Oh, there you go. All of you. See that? And when she hit you, did you hit back? No? Everybody say no. And why not? Why you didn't hit back? Why didn't you hit back?
I didn't hit back, but I defended myself. I pushed her off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the rest of you guys just let her beat you up. Look, I know they have laws now against men if they fight back, but those are unjust laws. Those are not fair laws. No one should be hitting like that in a relationship, right? There are so many ways to deal with it. Walk away, but she has to walk away too. And so if she hit you, you deserve to defend yourself, even if it means going to jail. But what I would do is call the cop. She just hit me, come down, take her away. And if she's like, no, 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 by the time the cop get there, she make coffee or something to make you feel better, you still take her to jail. Because when she knows you're going to take her to jail, she'll stop doing it. Because a lot of guys won't even have the ladies arrested. That's crazy. You're living with a violent person who's only going to get worse because she knows you're not going to fight back and you're not going to call the cops. She's only going to get worse. Isn't that right? So if you don't want to hit back, at least call the cop. And if she starts crying before the cops get there, oh well. You're still going to jail. Because you got to take action. The worst thing you can have is fear. Isn't that amazing? And so I had fear one time when I had that anger. I had fear. But when God forgave me and took the anger away, the spirit of anger, he took the fear away. He really did. I used to try to speak up, and I could feel the words just coming up, right? Blah, 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 and it stopped right here. And by the time I got the words out, they were so weak and soft. It had no effect at all. Like, yes. I had no power, no effect, no nothing. And so, but once God took the fear away, took away that false identity that came from my mother and gave me back my identity, which is of him, the fear went with it. Because fear belongs to anger. The other fear, doubt, worry, insecurity, and all that stuff are the children of anger. So when fear goes, when anger goes, fear disappears. God said that perfect love casts out fear. So when you return to perfect love, all that fear, suicidal thoughts, and all that will be gone. It will disappear. Really, I'm a witness to it. And so far, everyone who's overcome fear have been fine. They're now fine, whether it's men or women. They let that fear go, the anger go, they wake up, and now they're ready to live. It's really true. And you have a sound mind, you have a perfect peace, you can see what's going on, and it's so amazing. It really is. So you got to let that go. So the reunion was fun. I don't really understand why black people have family reunions, to be honest. White people don't do that, right? No such thing as white family reunion, huh?
Sometimes.
Sometimes? You've been to a white family reunion? And what was it like?
It's just a bunch of family that you never normally meet getting together.
They don't really like?
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to be there other than the fact you're related somehow, so.
I found out why they did it at our last reunion. They did it because of that movie, The Roots, or something like that. Remember that movie, Roots? That's why black people started doing it. Did you know that? Have you been to a black family reunion?
We were doing them for a while and then we stopped.
Yeah, and why did you stop?
Just disconnection.
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
And in all honesty, nobody likes each other in the family. You know, in real life, they don't like each other. They talk about each other. It's not like even real. And then if you bring up a real subject, it's a mess. I asked one of my cousins, "Where's your wife?" He's like, "She didn't come because we were just fighting." I'm like, "Really?" He's like, "I'm depressed because I hate her. I wish I hadn't got married." And I was like, wow. And I asked, "Do you have any children?" He's like, "No, I'm not going to have any. That's why she's mad." I said, "Then why don't you just walk away before you have children? Because eventually children will come into the picture, because when you fight, have you noticed that when you fight, makeup is better? And that's when you make babies." I think people fight just to have, you know, you know what, I feel like having sex tonight. I'm going to have a fight with my wife. Anybody ever done that? None of the guys admit it, but you know. But it's just a mess. But I'm back. I was sleeping on the plane. I was so tired. But I wanted to be here. I really did. Anybody? Oh, so Mary, you had something about the family reunion thing, and I saw two hands go up somewhere.
Well, it wasn't about.
Oh, over there.
It was not about the family reunion.
Oh, okay.
It was just about
Being afraid?
well, it was about Trump specifically. I know you saw the Whoopi thing on TV, right? Whoopi.
Oh, yeah, with Judge Jeanine.
Judge Jeanine, yeah.
She ran Whoopi Goldberg off her own set.
Yes, right, where she went totally freaked out.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
Right,
Did y'all see that?
Right. It was wonderful. I was like,
Judge Janine was
Judge
debating
Janine.
Whoopi Goldberg. You know who Whoopi Goldberg is? I saw one of my cousins at the reunion, and he now has the African hair.
Oh.
He used to be clean cut and all that. He got married. Now he has the African hair. So when I first saw him, I said, "You are unhappy." He's like, "Why you say that?" I said, "Because you have this African hair on your head. No other reason you would have that." He's like, "Yeah, I'm unhappy."
But that was the best.
Yeah.
The best.
Yep. We got to stand up. It's so much fun standing up. It really is. Did you have your hand about the fear thing? Somebody did over there, I thought. No? All right. Was it you? Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of dangerous now, especially if you're in a mob. You really can't wear that Trump hat.
But you can.
You can. Be ready to fight. You're ready to fight.
They wear every hat they want to wear. I see people driving around right now with Obama and whomever he ran with. Who was it? Not Al Gore. And Biden. Stickers everywhere on the cars. They do it. We can do it too. But if you think you can't, you're giving into fear. Really. Because you're afraid. And they know that you're afraid. And so they're going to attack for a while, but you got to stand up. You really do. You can always stand up. Yes, sir.
Kind of along the same notion of fear. One of the things you see in the news is, you stand up and they attack your livelihood.
Yes.
And how do you push back on that when
you sue them, you fight back.
And I think that's part of some of the fear that's, some people might have, especially when they have their own business. And it's
as long as you don't do it at work, as long as you don't talk politics at work, because you're not hired to go to work to talk politics. You're hired to go there and do a job, right? But after hours, you're on that's your time. You're not on the clock. And if they try to fire you, sue them. Fight back, and they'll start, because they don't have a right to fire you because of your opinion off the job site.
But some people have I have my own business, family business, and whether it's the media or just other people, they'll kind of fuse these two lives together, your kind of personal life and your business life. And there's a thing I read about Boyle Heights where a cafe owner just opened up a cafe recently, and some people were throwing feces at the new cafe because he had retweeted a Donald Trump tweet. Yes. And so how, it's just...
Fight back anyway.
Sad.
Still fight back. You got to fight back. And what they do, the children of the lie, when they want to hang you, they make a big deal out of it. They make sure that everyone sees what's happening so they can put fear in you. Here's what's going to happen if you stand up. We're going to string you up. I remember when I lived on the plantation, the white man came for me one day, and they drug me out to a tree and tied this rope, and then everybody come watch. And everybody came to watch, but I fought back, and they didn't hang me. That's a joke. That's amazing. White people are like, wow. Wow, did they really hang him? No, that's a complete joke. But they make a big deal of it so you can see that if you speak up, this is what's going to happen to you. It's intimidation. It's fear. But you can't give in to that, really. And once you start standing up, you will see that they really can't hurt you unless you allow it to happen. Because if you don't have anger, greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. God is with us, and his power, out of nowhere, he'll make ways out. Other opportunities just open up for you because you're standing for what is right. You really are. You're standing for what is right. And God is with you. Satan is with them. That's why they need a whole lot of people to stand with them, because they have no power. They have no authority. Good can always win over evil if you stand up and fight back. And most of the time it's going to be just one you, it seems. But God is with you, the angels are with you, and then there are other people paying attention that you're encouraging, and they too will take a stand with you. But somebody got to start doing it. Look at Trump. He's taking a stand. And they're going nuts. They're beating up their children because they can't stop him. One man. And he has support around the world. And for men and women who stand up for what is right, that's going to happen to you too. All right, my family nice. I don't want they're very nice people, just Democrats, liberals, whatever you want to call them. Another thing that they really loved at the family reunion, I was stunned. Everybody saw the slut walk thing. They're like, "Oh, I saw your slut walk." And then they said, I saw the thing that you said when Amber Rose said, just because women date a lot of men, that doesn't make them, why do they have to be called sluts or something like that? I said, it's not because you date a lot of men that you're called sluts. It's because you have sex with a lot of men that you're called sluts. Don't you like that word, slut? Isn't that like a nice word? It's like lesbian. Lesbian sounds like a made-up word. Doesn't it sound like somebody just grabbed it out of the sky? I know, let's use this word lesbian to describe what they're doing. And so when Amber Rose said, well, what does it make a man that has sex with a lot of women? I said, slut maker. I don't know where that came from. It just came out. And everybody and their mama talking about it. So at the reunion, that's all I was hearing all the time. And now they all want slut makers t-shirts. They really, the girls and the guys. My young cousin, how can we get a slut making t-shirt? I'm like, go online. They're selling like hotcakes. So make sure you get your slut making t-shirt. It's for men and women. All right? Anybody have your slut making t-shirt yet? Not yet. You guys are afraid, and ladies, are you afraid to wear a slut making t-shirt? You afraid to wear a slut making t-shirt?
I wouldn't wear one.
Why not?
I just wouldn't.
But can you imagine yourself walking down the road with a slut making t-shirt? Everybody want to know, what is that?
I don't care what they want to know.
You would not wear a slut making
No,
t-shirt?
I would absolutely not.
And why not?
Because I prefer being a lady.
There you go. But you would be more of a lady with slut making on. You would be a lady with no shame. Mary, would you wear a slut making t-shirt? You would not wear a slut making t-shirt?
No, I wouldn't.
Why not?
Because I'm not interested.
In what?
In slut maker or not slut maker.
But it would speak volumes.
Well, maybe next time I go on a flight, I'll try it.
All right. Wear one and see what happens. Would you wear one in the white shirt?
No, my mom would kill me.
Your mother would kill you?
Yeah.
Are you still living with your mother?
No.
Oh.
But I her feelings, still mean a lot to me.
Oh, it does?
They do. I can't help that.
And why?
She's a very sweet woman, and she's done a lot for me. And I once got one of my ears pierced, and she almost died.
I don't blame her.
Yeah.
But that's different than piercing your ears and wearing a slut making t-shirt.
I hear you, but
Pierce ears mean beta male. Slut making t-shirt mean bold alpha male.
maybe she'd love it. I don't know.
She might. She might. Get your mother one and wear and give her one and change everything. Here, Mom. Wear a slut making t-shirt.
It's worth a try.
Yeah. This your first time here?
It is, yeah.
Any questions for me?
Well, you were mentioning going to this reunion, and I think that you're a very persuasive person, but it sounds like you haven't had a lot of success persuading your family about a lot of the points that you make. So is it your opinion that we should be trying to persuade people, and do you think it's really possible to persuade people?
What I'm finding out, that's a very, very good question. What I'm finding in my family is that they are being persuaded, but they're not telling anyone. The last 2 years we had one, and there were some women from Ohio, I think they came from, New Jersey somewhere, and they were Republican. The whole family, And so when I asked, they would not raise their hands, but afterward they secretly told me that they were Republicans. So it's happening, they're just afraid to say it. But we're not supposed to try to influence anyone. We're supposed to become a living example of what we want others to be. Because if you persuade them, they don't have it for themselves. They just believe it because you said it. And so it's not going to work very well. But if they can see it for themselves by watching you being an example, then they wake up. Well, once they wake up, they got it. You know, they see it for themselves. They understand it. You don't have to tell them anything. So it's like being a parent. A parent is not supposed to be telling their children to be right, do right, and how to act. The parents are supposed to be a living example of what they want the children to become. And the kids watch the parents, because it's not the parents who raise the children, it's the spirit of the parent who raised the children, right? And so if you're in a fallen state, then Satan is your father, and it doesn't matter what you're saying to your children or doing. You can put them in the best schools, you can live in the best neighborhood, and it's just a physical thing. But if your spirit is in a fallen state, theirs would become the same way, and they'll still grow up angry and out of control. That's why a lot of parents wonder, what's wrong with my kids? I did the best I can do. I gave them everything they wanted, and yet they hate me. They hate you because you raised them with no love. You raised them with anger, and in anger there's no love. So I just believe in being a living example, but speaking my mind, not holding back. Because when you speak the truth, the hearer will hear it, those who are seeking the truth, and then it'll awaken something that they already know within them, and then they're on their way. That make sense?
Yeah, I think you're right. I see how people know the truth somewhere deep inside. They do know the truth.
Everybody know the truth.
Yeah, they do.
But some needs just to see an example or some words that wake them up and they're on their way. Have you awakened to the truth?
I feel like it's been a slow process for myself.
How did you find us?
Through YouTube.
Oh, okay. And what do you mean by slow process?
I think, I was told certain things, indoctrinated, through the school system, and because my dad doesn't believe a lot of the things that you get kind of taught in the modern school system.
Right.
He has very different opinions, but I remember being young and coming home from school and clashing with him on his views, contradicting him on his views. And now I look back at that and see how I was being kind of brainwashed. Right on. Yeah.
Have you gone and apologized to him?
Well, I have a good relationship with him, and I see eye to eye with him a lot more, and so I don't feel like there's a need for apology, because I'm very, I have a good relationship with him, and he gives me the truth as he's lived it and as he's seen it, and he can talk openly. So.
Have you apologized to him?
I can apologize to him. I'll do that.
Have you apologized to him?
I have not. You
should, man. Whenever you offend someone, be quick to apologize. So at the time you didn't understand what was happening, right? Now you do. Hey, Dad, I really see now what you were talking about, and I'm sorry for the way I treated you. I was wrong. It's going to change your whole life just like that. Because you have this idea that this change is a slow process. It's not. You can change at an instant. At the blinking of an eye, you can change. But you just got to admit that you were wrong. So I highly recommend you go to him and just say, hey, I was wrong. I couldn't see at the time. I see now that you were right. It's going to change everything for you. Yeah. All right?
Yes.
And don't let your father, the devil, tell you that, oh, just get along with him. He know it. No, you have to go and admit that you're wrong. And that's the rule. That's the law. And there's no way around that law. You got to do what it says in order to overcome. And it says that you have to go and admit that if you have a problem with your fellow man, go to them and forgive them. And so you got to do that with your father.
I will.
And then you will become an alpha male. Have you apologized to your mother for resenting her for the things she's done?
No.
Amazing.
Yeah.
How long you been listening to me?
A few months.
So why not do the steps? You got to do them. Why haven't you done it? Because you want what's right. Otherwise, you wouldn't listen to me. There's something in you that says, Jesse is right about this stuff. Even if you don't agree with all things, why haven't you done those steps?
I think it's because, for me, the first step is intellectually understanding, and it can be hard to make the connection to your actual actions and your actual relationships and your actual emotions toward other people. There's, the thinking comes first, unfortunately.
Yeah. You're not going to make that connection until you do the steps, because the intellectual mind will not allow you to do it. It doesn't want you to do it because it's of your father, the devil. And the last thing he wants you to do is to forgive. Because once you do it, he loses you. It's over. He has no more authority over you. And so he'll talk you out of it in any kind of way. I told a cousin of mine who's an intellectual guy up there at the reunion, he and I was having this discussion, and I said, you know what? You're not going to understand what I'm talking about until you become an idiot. He's like, what do you mean, an idiot? He said, you always have different meaning. What do you mean by idiot? I said, I mean idiot. You got to become an idiot. And he's like, what do you mean? And I was like, you got to give up all thinking that you know, because you know nothing. And once you know that you don't know, you become an idiot, that's when you will know. Because the one thing I've noticed about God, he's not going to give the children of the lie wisdom. He's not going to give it to you because you belong to Satan, and he's not going to give you wisdom he's not going to give wisdom to the children of Satan. It's just not. And so all you have is this intellectual knowledge stuff. I got in this big debate with a couple of male cousins and female cousins, and they all have degrees, I think, except for one. And they were not getting it. It's just intellectual knowledge about the Bible and everything, right? So I asked this one cousin, do you have a degree? And he's like, what do you mean, degree? All of a sudden, he's going dumb on a degree, as though he doesn't know what it is. And he does have one. I already knew he had one, right? I said, don't you have an AA degree? Well, that's not really a degree. I'm like, so you go to deny that that's a degree? And his sister said, come on, yes, that's a degree. We know that that's a degree. But he didn't want to admit the truth, so he'd go into lies. He'd go into denial, And so the intellect is of your father, the devil. He doesn't want you to come to wisdom. So you got to take those steps so you can overcome it. Don't believe him at all. Are you afraid to face your mother?
It's just hard. It's hard for me to, yeah.
Are you afraid to face your mother?
Yes.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's why you're like, oh, she's such a sweet woman. But once you face your mother, you would never have fear again. Never. Fear comes from resenting your mother. She took your courage away, and now everything you run into, everybody has that same spirit, and you're afraid to stand up. But once you face her shaking in your boots, Mom, I'm sorry, you would never have that fear again. Can you imagine living a life with no fear?
Sounds nice.
Yeah. So will you do it?
I'll do it.
You will?
I will.
What's your first name?
I'd rather not say.
Oh. So everybody here rather not say that he's going to face his mother, right? So come back next week, rather not say, and let us know what happened.
Okay.
Will you do that?
I will.
See, what I want you to know, the reason you see where I'm coming from, because the same God that's showing it to me is allowing you to see it. So he's trying to get to you to bring you back to the Father, to return you back to yourself. And so you got to, if you want, that's your next step. If you don't do it, you're never going to be free. Yeah. And it's going to be the hardest step you will ever have to take in life, facing your mother. Right. You got to face the bull. That makes sense?
It does make sense.
Are you married?
I'm not.
You ever been married?
Never.
Have you ever dated?
I haven't. I recently got out of a relationship.
And why?
I just didn't feel like I could control the relationship. I don't want to say control. That sounds bad, but I didn't feel like I had.
It sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Sounds like music.
I just didn't feel like I had the freedom that I needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got my word. once you face your mother and forgive her, that's going to change too. There's not going to be one woman walking this earth that's going to be able to control you again. Not even Hillary Clinton. Because you won't be subject to the woman. You're subject to Christ, and she's subject to you. And really, you won't. And women are looking for men that are not subject to them.
I agree with that. I've seen that.
Yeah,
Yes.
they can't help it. Just like you want God, they want a man, a good man that's not afraid, that don't need them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm glad you came. Any other questions for me?
Not at this point, but I'm glad I came.
How does it feel admitting you're afraid of your mother?
It feels good to talk about these things. I don't normally talk about them.
That's right.
Yeah.
You got to face things. You got to face things. You really do if you want, because that's how you become stronger, by facing it, going to it and facing it, not running away from it. You face it. When you feel something in here, just relax and take it. Don't go get drunk. You know, don't yell at someone. Just take it, and you just overcome it. You really, really are. So start facing your fears.
Thank you.
All right. Amazing. James, you have something for me?
Yeah.
Everybody know James? The Hate Report. The Hate Report, the Hate Report. He has his own radio show on Sunday mornings at 9.
Thank you, Jesse. So this man is asking, you say that you shouldn't live with mama, but
Right.
what if mom became mentally and physically disabled and I bought a house for me, my wife, and let my mom move in for her safety?
Amazing. So if you want to do it freely, not out of guilt, under pressure, or feel like you have to, that's fine. But if you're doing it out of guilt, oh, mama raised me, mama gave me all, I owe mama, don't do it. Because that's not love. You should do it freely. And so it's not your fault that your mother had a whole life and then prepare herself for things like this. It's not your fault. So just put her in an old folks' home. Is it called old people home? They have good nurses there. She has insurance, hopefully. She can pay for it. If not, Medicare will pay for it. Whatever. But do not do it out of guilt. Because by the time mama dies, everybody's going to be dead. Because mama will sit there in the house and suck the life out of everybody. And by the time she dies, you're dead. Because she sucked all the life out of you. Don't do it. Now, that's my advice. Do what you want. But don't do it out of obligation. Because that's not love. It's really not love. And a lot of people are in that condition. All right. Any other questions or anything? No? Amazing. Is this your first time here with your glasses? No. Oh, yeah, I see you now. How's things going?
Pretty good.
Pretty
good.
In what way?
And always.
Are you doing the prayer?
About 3 to 4 times a week.
And how's that?
It's good.
Yeah. And why not every day?
I haven't got to that point yet, but I need to. I find myself too busy with work, trying to catch up, but I need to incorporate that.
Oh, amazing. It's not important enough to you yet. The prayer, seeking first the kingdom of God in his right way, is more important than anything else you can possibly think of or do. Work and everything else that come after that is secondary. Because what's going to happen is, once you return to him as his son, he's going to open up all kinds of opportunities. You just live and life will unfold by itself. And it would be amazing. He's going to take care of you, but you got to return to him. And by seeking him, you will find and you will become his son. And then work is easy. You shouldn't put work or anything else before that. How much does it take to just wake up in the morning, do your prayer, and go about your day? And the last day at night? Does it take a lot?
No, I think it's just reminding myself that it's the most important thing, just like you were saying. But I catch myself focusing more on work. I think I need to make that a priority.
When you first open your eyes in the morning, are you at work?
Mentally, yeah.
Really? So like when you wake up, you're thinking about work right away.
Yeah.
Wow. Cut that out. There's only so much you can do at work.
Yeah.
There's only so much money you can make. Seek the kingdom first. I'm telling you, everything will change for you. He will provide all things for you.
But I do want to thank you because since I forgave my mom, things have been going uphill
Yes, sir.
in a positive direction.
Was it hard to face her?
At first, yeah. But it's been amazing, the things that I've been through work and through personal life have
Yeah.
just gone up.
I wish I can tell you with words how your life would change once you truly overcome the spirit of anger. You're going to have the life that you were meant to have, a life that's inside of you, and it would just come out, and it would be amazing. Really. There are no words to express it. I was having this discussion again with my kinfolks, and they're Christian. Everybody a Christian, right? But they're liberal. How can you be a liberal and a Christian? And so what I noticed is that they're really into the Bible, quoting the scriptures, right? And so I was not quoting the scriptures, but I was telling the truth. And so as long as I was not quoting the scriptures, they were disagreeing with me. Jesus was angry. You ever heard Jesus was angry? They love that one. And then I somehow or another I mentioned the word discernment. They're like, oh yeah, now he's right. He said discernment. That's in the Bible. I'm like, how dumb can you be? I'm like, you literally got to quote the words from the Bible for you to understand what I'm talking about? But what I realized is that even if you know the Bible and you still have anger, God will not reveal wisdom to you. You just have intellectual knowledge about the Bible. And that's why nothing changed in your life. You're still angry, depressed, lonely, lost, confused. Kids' lives are messed up. Relationships are messed up. You got the Bible, and all you have is the knowledge of good and evil, but you have no wisdom. He is not going to give it to you. And it's simple, plain, common sense. His ways are so easy and light and fun and challenging, and it's easy. But he's not going to give it to you until you let all that stuff go and return to him. That's why the world is so messed up. We've allowed the intellectual to take over and tell us what to do. So you face your mother, right?
Yes.
Right here. I remember you telling me that last Sunday. Did you send me the thing about the...
I have not yet. No.
What's wrong with you?
I've been busy with moving and school and stuff. Yeah.
Isn't it amazing? He want to be a part of our Entrepreneur Academy. I need one page. A month had gone by, and he won't send it. He's too busy. After a while, we won't have space for you. You feel uncomfortable?
No.
But tell us what happened. You faced your mother.
So I was driving, and I was talking to my mom about forgiving her. And,
were you nervous?
I was a little bit. It was uncomfortable coming out and talking to her, but I just told her that there were a lot of problems that I had with relationships with people that I knew, my dad. But yeah, I got it out. I talked to her. She understood a little bit, but she didn't really say much.
And so how's it going for you?
It's getting a little bit better. I just need things that that I need to overcome, but I think it's going uphill.
How old are you now?
18.
18?
Yes.
Wow. And so what do you need? I mean, don't get dirty, but what do you need to overcome?
Just laziness.
Are you Mexican?
No, I'm Hispanic.
You Hispanic?
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Oh, I'm not Mexican.
Oh, no, okay. And so you're a lazy Hispanic?
Yes.
Don't worry about it. White people expect us to be lazy.
Wow.
But let me tell you this. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. And do not try to overcome being lazy. Just know that you are, and as you're overcoming that anger, you're going to get an energy that is mind-blowing. Really. But if you fight against it, you're going to only get worse. If you judge yourself, if you have an opinion about it, it's going to hold you back. But if you just recognize, because it's a spiritual battle. Our warfare is a spiritual battle. It's a warfare between good and evil. And so if you just recognize, wow, I'm so lazy, but not a big deal, it will start to change. Especially now that you're overcoming the trauma. That makes sense?
Yeah. And I actually forgave my father as well. I talked to him, but he didn't really understand it. I think it was just in the moment.
Right.
So he didn't really get it at first. You know, he tried throwing things back. I just kind of like let it go. I was just thinking logically. I think he came more from an emotional.
Right. That's right.
He started bringing up like, oh, I did this for you. I did that. And I'm just like
Like a
yeah,
little woman.
but it's not about that. Yeah.
You should say, you know what, Dad? You're supposed to do it. I didn't tell you to have me. I didn't ask to come here, so I don't want to hear that.
Yeah,
I just want you to know I'm sorry for holding it against you.
Yeah, and I told him that you're emotional, and that you kind of act like a woman, and that sometimes I feel like I'm living with two moms, you know.
Like you're living with two moms? A lesbian relationship.
Right, yeah.
That's the way to make friends with your father.
Right.
And so how long ago did this happen?
This was after July 4th.
Oh, and so how is he acting now?
He's still the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that that little bit of anger still kind of recognizes that, and I still react to it.
But just notice that, no big deal.
Yeah.
All right? Don't overreact to anything else anymore. It's not a big deal. But you are fortunate that you're waking up at 18 years old. Really. You have no idea the hell that you're avoiding in your life. Man, at 18 years old, that's amazing. Are you doing the prayer?
Actually, I did it once, but it's still something that I need to make a priority.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, do it the first thing in the morning when you wake up. And then all the things you're doing will become easy to do. It will just fall in place for you. All right? Your mother, did she change, or is she acting the same, or how's that?
I noticed that she's a little bit more friendlier, I guess.
Yeah.
But still a little bit the same as well. So it's kind of hard to tell.
Well, don't fall for it.
Yeah.
When she's friendly, that's nice. When she's not, that's nice. You just be you now, become you. And you need to move out.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I'm going to do it soon.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
You're preparing for that?
Yeah, I just need to apply to an agency around here and then move out.
Oh, okay. Nice. You're on your way. Any questions for me?
No, that's all.
So what's the difference between a Hispanic and a Mexican?
The definition of Hispanic, I think it's somebody of Spanish descent. And then I think Mexican is just a mix of, you know, the native people that were there and then Spaniards.
Is it an insult to call you a Mexican?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. It really is. Yeah.
I know how you feel.
Yeah.
That's how I feel when they call me African American.
Right.
That's an insult.
Yeah.
So from now on, I would never call you a Mexican again. You're a Hispanic.
Yeah. Well, I'm an American first. So.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, God bless you, man. What's your first name?
Danny.
Daniel. Okay. But send me that page so we can get you in.
Yeah, I think why I was procrastinating is because I still had more questions about it, so I wasn't too sure.
Oh, we should call, ask the questions. All right?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other thing here? Yes, sir.
I was just going to add that it's crazy the temptation.
This is Joel. Joel is my audio engineer, and he got fired by the white man. Who don't know about that story?
Everybody knows the story.
Everybody know the story?
Yeah, I don't know.
Who don't know? Oh, see, everybody don't know. So tell them what happened.
No.
He's like, no. You'd rather James tell it?
Yeah.
Tell him what happened, James.
So I wanted to, I had my Hake report with Joel and Esteban. And so it was a 3-man show. And on Christmas Eve, I wanted to do the show, but they wanted to take off. And so like I kind of let them talk me out of it. And the executive producer was like, that's ridiculous. And you shouldn't have let that happen. And so we decided to fire the POCs, the people of color. And so I struck out on my own since then.
And it's been beautiful, huh?
Very beautiful, yeah.
So the white man wanted to work on the holiday. The show just started, brand new show. The holiday come up a month or two later, and the people of color, they want to take off. And the white man like, no, let's work. We are new. And the people of color, no, I want to go to Disneyland with my mama. We need to go to grandma's house. I'm like, but you're grown men. You don't have to see grandma every holiday, right? No. And so the white man fired them. I think the white man knew that they were not going to last so long. That's why he said the hate report with Esteban and Joel, because he knew that people of color were not going to last, especially if a holiday was coming up. So that's Joel.
Thanks.
And that's Esteban behind you. People of color are a mess. And then they'll go out crying racism. The white man wouldn't give me a chance. It's racist, it's slavery. Isn't that a mess? So white people, it's not slavery. It's POCs. All the way. Yes.
Anyway.
But Joel learned his lesson. He was a part of our Entrepreneur Academy, and he started his own dance academy and doing very, very well.
Right.
He learned what can happen. Now he hustles. And he's very good at what he does. Isn't that right?
Right.
So I said something nice. Go ahead.
I'm just saying that it's the temptation to want to hate what you know is wrong. I know you're telling everybody it's not a big deal, but it's such a huge temptation to want to dislike it because you know it's wrong. So it's true that it's not a big deal and you let it go, so it doesn't have that power on you, but it's just it's a deep temptation to want to just dislike it. But when that happens, you do give it power.
And when you say it, what are you talking about?
Like whatever issues that
whatever issue you're having?
Yeah.
That's a very good point. You want to hate the issue that you're having because you know it's wrong, right?
Right.
And that's why you want to hate it.
Right.
That's such a good point. And my friend in the black and white shirt want to respond to that. Why do you want to hate what you know is wrong with you?
I guess it just seems natural that you would, you want to get it out of you, get it away from you, so it's become something you hate.
So do you hate the things that you know are wrong with you?
I guess I hadn't thought about it like that, but it kind of makes sense. I don't really have a lot of hate since listening to you, so it's changed my life a lot. So,
who hate the things that you like to get over? You just hate being that way, right here. This is such a good point. This is a powerful point. And it's going to free you up today, I hope.
Okay, I have an uncle who's a liberal, and we visited, he's back east, we visited him. Long story short, ended up a disaster. I ended up saying things that came out of my mouth I couldn't believe, calling this man all sorts of names.
Yeah, that's not good.
No,
Yeah.
and this was a long time ago.
Right.
And it's still, I really don't want to apologize to him, but I don't want to carry this luggage around.
Why don't you want to apologize?
Because I can't stand him.
That's amazing.
I mean, would you guys come with me to do it? Because
why can't you stand him?
Everything that comes out of his mouth is an argument towards, if you say anything political or just the slightest bit,
Right.
it's an argument.
But what does that have to do with you?
Well, I responded. I knee-jerk response.
But doesn't he have a right to be that way?
Yes.
And why would you
Yes.
get angry at him for being the way he is? It's not you.
I guess I wanted to get along. I guess I just wanted to have a conversation with him and disagree, be able to disagree and not have the whole debacle that I went through with him.
Right. But you're judging him.
Yes.
You're worse than he is because you're the one that's supposed to be the right one, and yet you're judging him.
Right.
That's not a good example.
No.
Go and apologize.
Oh, God. Help me. All right. All right.
And it's because you're wrong, not because he's wrong. So it's not even, oh God, you are wrong. You are evil.
Yes.
And you're not setting a good example.
No.
So you you just go to that man and apologize. Hey, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. He has a right to be wrong. Even God doesn't force you to change. If you want to stay that way, he's quite okay with it. He and Jesus get up every morning, and he said, send Jesus down to a cafe mocha place. And they get some coffee, come back, they turn the TV on, the big screen, and just look and laugh. Look at that idiot. I told them to forgive. Look how she's judging her uncle, and she's supposed to be the right one. He's not going to force you to change, so you have no right to hold that against your uncle. Only judgmental people in a fallen state do that to others.
Okay, I thought you'd say something like that.
So you already know the truth. Go, be quick to apologize.
All right.
And your uncle has a right to be wrong. It's up to him to change. It has nothing to do with you.
Okay.
That make sense?
Yes, yes.
Will you go and apologize?
I will do it right away. Get it over with.
Yeah, right away.
Yes.
Are you doing the prayer?
Yes.
Oh, good. What do you think about it?
It's what he was saying about, the job on his mind in the morning. I have the same thing. I get. What do I have to do?
Yeah.
Whether it's laundry or whatever.
Right.
It's just forced me to calm down.
Well, relax. When you wake up, when you open your eyes and Satan already talking to you, relax in it.
Right.
Just because every thought you get is a lie. Do you know that for sure?
Yes.
Every thought you get is a lie. The ones that seem good and the ones that seem bad, they're all imposters. And so he's talking to you right away because he doesn't want you to be still and overcome him. He doesn't want that. So as soon as you open your eyes, he's on your mind. But just relax and let it pass.
Okay.
And after a while, he'll get further and further away. And then there will come a time when he has no control over you at all. Because you now know his voice, and now you know the voice of God, which is just plain old common sense, a voiceless voice. He has no control. All right? And God wants you to come back. He wants you to come back to him. All right?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Have you ever thought about having this in a public setting for others to hear?
Yes. You want to help me put it together?
Sure.
Okay. Absolutely.
I got you.
Okay.
All right.
Who else have issues that you hate because you can't overcome them? You get mad about it. No one else? And, okay. Is this your first time here?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it is. How old are you?
I am 30.
Oh, you look so young, man.
Yeah, Asians look young.
Asians are young, long. And the reason Asians look young, because they're not stressed out. Is that right? When you're stressed out with education.
From education?
I mean, trying to get a good education and make money. That's the only stress you have, right?
Yeah, for making money mostly.
Yeah. Are Asian women controlling?
They could be controlling, yeah.
While acting like they're not?
Some act like they don't, and some do.
Yeah. Have you dated a controlling woman?
I have.
An Asian woman?
Yeah.
And what was that like for you?
Very conflicting.
Very
stressful, yeah.
Very what?
It could be very conflicting.
Yeah. See, the reason I make that point, because we tend to think one race is better than the other when it comes to certain issues. We all got the same problem. Either you're in a fallen state or you're not, right? And so women in the fallen state, it doesn't matter where they live. They can live on a rock in hell. They're still angry and controlling. Men who has anger, it doesn't matter where you live. If you have anger, it's the same all over the world. It's a spirit. We are a spirit. We're not a physical. We live in a physical. And so if you're in a fallen state, Satan is your daddy. It's just reality. If you've overcome that, God is your daddy. And that's reality. And no matter where you are in the world, you serve one or the other. You're not in control. And so a lot of guys, they hate their mothers. And so they go marry an Asian. I was on the airplane once and a white man was on his way to China somewhere to find a woman. I'm like, you're just going to run into the same thing, sir. You got to forgive your mother. You can save all this money going to China for a woman. It's the same spirit. You can't get away from it until you forgive. And I've seen white men marry black women. You ever seen that? And the black women tear them down. The black woman having them afraid to look up. What are you looking at? Oh, I'm sorry, honey. I didn't mean it. It's the same spirit. I'm telling you, you're not going to get away from it until you overcome the spirit of it. You're attracted to what you hate. You become like what you hate. So are there things in your life, how did you find us?
YouTube.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
The one thing I love about truth, if you are a man or a woman who's seeking the truth, it applies to you. It's the same God, same truth. And I'm meeting Asian men, Hispanics, and Mexicans, and black. I was in Las Vegas. Everywhere I was going, like, Jesse, even the car guy, when you walk out of the hotel, you have to order an Uber or whatever. I know who you are, Jesse. He's like, I like you, man. I follow, tweet, I comment, I like you. And then we were going up to the airport to go to the gate. We're in the airport going to the gate, and some guys were coming down, coming into it. They're like, Jesse! And different races, the truth is the same. It has nothing to do with color. We've been lied to. That's why I say there's no such thing as racism, sexism, homophobiaism, Islamophobia. No isms. It's either right or wrong, good or evil. We have been lied to, and we've been fighting each other all these years over an illusion, something that will never be resolved because it doesn't exist. It's about the spirit. It really is. There's no gray area or anything. I forgot what I was. Oh, are there things in your life you're trying to overcome?
Not really anymore. I've pretty much found peace, and I'm able to just.
You have a good relationship with your parents?
Before, with my dad, I didn't have a good relationship, but now I've pretty much made peace with my father.
You went to him?
He moved to Korea, so I don't really have access to him.
Did you call him?
Not recently, no.
You haven't called him to apologize?
Not recently, no.
Why not?
I'm not sure why not, but I should.
Are you afraid to?
I'm not afraid to.
Well, call your father.
Yeah, I should. I will.
Yeah,
I will.
now that you understand, he could help himself. His parents made him the way he is. He did the best for you. You're wrong for resenting him. Call him up and say, I'm sorry for holding that against you, Dad.
Yeah, after watching you, everything is really clear now, what it is. So it's pretty much, I just have to, the next step is pretty easy now.
Isn't that so amazing? Everything is clear now. Before, in that fallen state, it wasn't clear. That's why you didn't know what to do. But now you can see, and that's the Father inside of you allowing you to see. Did you go and forgive your mother?
I'm going to do it, but I haven't done it yet.
Amazing.
Yeah. But I've already, inside within myself, I've already settled everything.
Right.
And the next step, I'm going to do it, but I'm not scared to face or anything like that. So it's going to be pretty easy in my opinion. What I'm thinking.
How long have you been listening to me? Or been aware of me?
Maybe 3 months or so.
3 months.
Yeah.
And do you live with your mother?
I do now. I did move out of my house when I was fairly young, like 22.
Right.
And I lived on my own for about 6 years because of work. I was working here in LA.
Right.
And then I started my own business, which brought me back to my home city. So then because my place of work or my business is in my hometown, I moved back with my mom about 3 years ago.
3 years ago?
About 3 years ago, yeah.
3 years ago?
Yeah.
Are you going to move out?
I plan to.
When?
I should do it soon, but yeah. I mean, I'm able to support myself if I have to.
Move out.
Yeah. I've heard you say that a lot. Yeah.
Because the longer you stay, the harder it's going to be.
Yeah.
She's sucking the life out of you.
No, I could
She's
really,
like, hey, Julian,
I do
you want
feel
some
under
rice?
siege
Come.
sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. Don't move out. No more rice, no more fajitas, get out of there. You understand that?
Yeah.
This is so serious. Get out of there. I'm serious.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Especially now that you're waking up.
Yeah.
That thing in her is not gonna like that. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, I see it happening. Yeah.
You see that happening, huh? She's gonna feed you. Your plate's gonna be full like this, and she's gonna love you just to suck you in there and kill you. Anybody? Do you agree with me?
I agree.
Yeah. Is this your first time here?
Yes, it is.
This your friend?
This is my brother, actually. I'm his younger brother.
Don't tell me you're living with her too.
Oh my God, you're so right. I am. Unfortunately, yeah. Unfortunately.
Oh my
But I'm working
God.
on it. I'm working on it.
What are you working on? See,
to
it's
move
the
out.
same spirit everywhere. Mama will keep you in there and kill you. And if you move to West Hell trying to get away from her, she'll move to West Hell. All of a sudden, she's interested in West Hell. Well, Mom, why do you want to come to West Hell? I want to be there for the grandkids. My kids don't need you. All kids need grandparents. No, they don't. She just want to come and suck the life out of your kids now. Why are you there?
I found you too late, I guess. But now that, just like my brother said, a lot of it is clear now, so my priorities have changed. So
Right.
the first thing I want to do is move out. You know.
And you've been listening 3 months too?
About 2. He showed me
2 months.
about 2
It
months.
doesn't take that long. You have money, you can move, right?
Unfortunately, no. My financial situation is not as good as my brother. Right
Oh,
now,
I see.
So, yeah.
So move with your brother.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's
You guys
definitely a
move
good idea.
together.
Correct.
Get away from mama.
Yeah,
Really?
I do. I need to get out there.
And how do you know you need to? What are the signs?
My age, I'm 27.
That's too-
a lot, way too
Beta.
old. Oh,
Beta,
I
beta.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm trying to change that and become an alpha. And yeah, that's pretty much the main side of my age. There's not much more that needs to explain to me, you know. So.
Yeah, you guys move together.
Yeah.
I promise you, you need to get out immediately.
I agree 100%.
Really. If you have to live in a little hole for a while and work your way out of the hole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I lived in, when I first moved to LA, before I really got going well, I lived in a motel on Adams Boulevard. It had roaches everywhere. I'm sure I ate roaches for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And when I was sleeping with my mouth open anyway. I'm sure they were crawling in. But I was determined not to go back home. And I'm so grateful for that experience because it made a man out of me. Get out of there. You would never become a man living with mama. And so have you gone to her and apologized for resenting her?
No, I have not yet.
And why not?
Same issue. I guess I don't have the courage. That's the
Yeah.
most honest truth. But I will soon. I will soon.
Yeah.
I have to keep listening to you. You know, the past is becoming clear. So.
Right on. Yeah, go and do it. You will never have fear again. And you're going to have perfect peace. And eventually a sound mind. It's going to change. Your mind will be renewed. So let me just ask, is this your first time here too?
Yeah.
This is your first time? Are you Asian?
Yeah.
Amazing. James loves Asian people. Tell him why, James.
They're easy to get along with.
Yeah, he grew up around Asian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he went to school with them. All his ex-friends are Asians. I say ex because they dumped him when he became a Republican. And are you still living with your mother?
Unfortunately, yeah.
How old are you?
A bit older.
Yeah.
38.
Wow. And why are you living with mama?
I think it was.
Speak it to the mic for me.
It was, I think, circumstances. My father passed away, and the family store. So I went to work with the family business, and yeah.
But can't you work with the family business living somewhere else?
I absolutely can.
Yeah.
And I should. And
So what does it feel like to
is
be
on my-
38 years old and coming home to mama every day?
It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Embarrassing.
So do you date?
Not right now.
You have dated?
Yeah.
And were you living with mama when you were dating?
I was living at home, yeah.
Yeah. And did you tell your girlfriend you live somewhere else?
No. She came over to my house. Yeah.
You took her to your house with your mama?
Yeah.
But you said, hey, let's go visit mama, but I don't live here?
Oh, well, my mom and dad, but yeah, they didn't know she was visiting.
And so have you gone and forgiven your mother?
No, I haven't.
Wow, why not? You afraid?
No, you know, I think I've had a lot of resentment, kind of with what you're talking about, and this really I mean, I've apologized to her about, you know, things that I've done.
That's not forgiveness.
But for this, I think what you're talking about and discussing here is not something that I wasn't even aware of, something that I needed to do. And
yes.
Yeah.
You need to go to her and forgive her. You know, I'm sorry for resenting you for the way you did me.
Yeah.
And I realize now you were crazy and couldn't help yourself. Because your mother hate her mother too. And she hate your father. That's why she keeping you there to suck life out of you. And so go and forgive her and get out of there. If you want to work the family business, that's up to you. But make sure you don't live with her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Amazing. You follow me on YouTube as well?
I did.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
What was your first impression when you saw me talking about this stuff? You're like, what?
Oh, you know, I think the topics that you're kind of covering right now, it was a small segment of an interview, of a bigger interview.
Yeah.
And so when I heard some of the topics, and it was an interview that you did with Ann Coulter, and you had asked her about like masculinity and things like that, and those are some of the kind of keywords that kind of stuck with me from among other topics in that interview. So I kind of got me interested in your perspective.
God bless you, man. You're on your way.
Thank you.
Are you doing the prayer?
No.
Make sure you do the silent. I have a prayer online. We have the video of it, silentprayer.video. Or if you want to go to just the sound, is rebuildingaman.com/church. You need to face your mother so you can overcome her. You're in a fallen state. Every man who has anger, how many men have anger? Okay, okay, all right. All right. Every man who has anger is a woman. You're really a woman. You know how women think, you know how they feel. That's why men know how to lie to women and deceive them, because they have the mindset of a woman. And every woman who has anger is her mother. She's not herself either, because she was recreated her mother's image. And so that's why you got to overcome that so that you can become a man. And women can become women. They can become themselves. And then they can love their parents in the right way. God wants us to love our parents, to honor them, but not in the way that you're doing it, in that fallen state. He doesn't want you to love them out of guilt or by force. It has to be by choice. It has to be free love. So make sure you go and forgive her, do the prayer, and get out of there. Will you get out?
Yeah.
When? Speak into the mic for me. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll get out as soon as I possibly can.
You have some money, right?
Not freed up right now.
What? You don't get paid for working in the store?
It just kind of, no.
You don't get paid for working in, why do you work there then?
Well, I mean, it pays like living expenses and things like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, go find a job. Forget about the store. I didn't know Asians live this way.
Some do.
Really?
Yeah.
Everybody's the same, huh? This is so beautiful. Get out there, find a job, get away. All right? Grow up, man. And mama gonna come looking for you. Oh, I just had a heart attack. I need you to come. I can't come right now. Let the doctor take care of it. But I'm gonna die. Do you have insurance? Don't go running to mama. All right? I'm telling you, it's gonna change your whole life.
I believe it.
When I overcame my mother, she started talking to me like an adult. She would ask me to help her with the other kids, and we never had that relationship before. Your mother needs you to be a man because women need men. And she needs you to become a man so you can guide her in the right way to go. You need to help her overcome the hell that she's in. That makes sense?
It does.
One last thing, are you close to your father?
I was. He's passed away.
Oh, you were close to him until he passed away?
I mean, we had kind of a loose relationship, father-son, yeah.
You didn't like him?
You know, I don't think I understood him.
You saw him the way your mothers saw him?
Not so much, no. But I think it was, it could have been a cultural thing. Because Korean and American, it's, some things kind of are in line, some things aren't. And I think one of the other guests here kind of mentioned about certain type of indoctrination from school. And so I think, you know, looking back, my father was very conservative, but I think he also had a certain type of issue too.
You identified with your mother or your father?
I mean, my father.
You did?
Yeah.
But you didn't accept his ways.
Well, I didn't, well, I think in that kind of question, I don't think I identified with either one.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, make sure you let it go, whatever you feel about him too. All right, he couldn't help himself. All right, one more person. So how are things going for you?
Good, thank you.
Yeah. And so where are you now in life?
Well, it's only been 2 weeks, so things haven't changed that much.
Yeah. Did you face your mother?
No, I haven't gone home yet.
Where's home again?
Washington State.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So you haven't done that yet.
No.
Are you still doing the silent prayer?
Yeah.
And you still have the anger and stuff?
No, I haven't really had anger my whole life. I think I guess listening, because I don't have certain feelings towards my mom.
Yes.
I think maybe that's why I never grew up having anger in me.
Right.
I mean, I got upset at certain things that were in front of me, you know, but...
Well, if you get upset, period, that's anger.
Okay.
Because one thing I want to tell you that most people don't know, they think it's okay to be upset. When you don't have anger, you can't get upset. You raise your voice, you yell, but you don't feel anything about it at all. You just raise your voice to get some action. But, you know, make sure that the job get done or whatever. But honestly, you feel nothing about it. So it's something there. Maybe it didn't come from your mother, but so do the prayer so you can see where it's about.
All right.
So how's everything else going?
Good. I actually have a plane ticket to go home in a couple weeks.
Oh, good, man.
Last weekend, I was out of town for work, so that's why I wasn't here.
Oh, okay.
But good.
Any questions for me?
No.
Nice. Okay. And James, one last one from James, and I got to tell you how to feel about the things you are dealing with.
Man, there's so many. Let me just, real quick, I know you've been asked this before. Gene Wise asks, how do you forgive your mother if she is deceased?
By getting to know yourself. See, once you get to know yourself, keep your eyes on yourself, you're going to see this battle happening within you, that warfare going on between good and evil. And that alone will help you understand your mother, your father, your friends, your enemy. And that will cause you to forgive them if you can't go to them because they're dead. But you got to get to know yourself first. Know thyself is the beginning of salvation. So that's what needs to happen.
This question is very similar. What should one do if they cannot find their abuser to forgive?
What's an abuser?
Maybe they were abused by somebody.
It's not clear enough.
Oh, so you can't find the person who abused you.
Well, same principle. Know thyself. I'm telling you, know yourself. You're going to see the world around. The beauty about it, you can't be deceived. If you are deceived, it's only for a minute. Eventually, the truth will be revealed to you. People cannot hide because you see through them. Really. They can't hide because you see, because God is the light. He owns everything. He's in control of everything. And he loves his children, so he will protect you from evil by waking you up. That will happen. What?
Can I ask 2 or 3 more?
No.
Real fast?
Yeah, go ahead, real fast.
Rin Tin Tin asks, many times...
Rin Tin Tin?
Yes. I shouldn't have said it. Many times I feel lonely because...
I used to love watching Rin Tin Tin. Anybody ever watch Rin Tin Tin? The young people don't even know. You have no idea what that is, right? It's a movie about a dog.
TV show.
TV show. I used to make sure I was home on time to watch that. Yeah.
Many times I feel lonely because I stay by myself. I have some people that I can hang out with but don't really enjoy. Should I rather be alone than hang out with people I don't really enjoy?
That's a good question. You know, when you don't have anger, because I used to not be able to be alone at all. When you're by yourself, you realize you're nothing. Nobody love you. You don't love anyone. It's just a bad way of living. But once you overcome that anger, you look forward to being alone. You really do, because that's the quiet time. That's the time to feel that nothingness and to know that you're not God, that you are nothing, because all egos want to believe that it's something, that it's important, that you're something else. But when you're alone experiencing that, that's a good thing. Just do the prayer, relax.
Yeah, that's why I said, like, I've been talking to a couple people saying that you actually lead a quiet life.
I know.
And that's what the Bible says to do.
And it just came about. I have, compared to you guys' life, I have a friend who travels all the time. He's a little lightweight lawyer. And every holiday, where are you? I'm down in Australia. He travels all the time, and my life is boring. But I have the best life. Really, I have the best life. Because when you're alone, it doesn't feel like you're alone. And you appreciate that time because you discover so much about yourself. And you just love that time alone, really. But egos cannot live alone. It can't be alone. It'll go hire a prostitute before it be alone. It really will. Because it can't admit that it's not God. So it has to have something to judge, some kind of distraction to keep from faith. And the ego will make you call up people that you don't even like. Have you ever been alone and you thought about, oh, let me call Joe? And you haven't talked to Joe in 50 years because you and Joe don't like each other. But you're calling Joe and you had this conversation with Joe, and after it's over, you're like, what was that all about? I don't even like Joe and I still don't like him. But the ego makes you do it because it can't stand being quiet and being still. I hear a lot of people say, well, when I sit to be quiet and pray, I can't do it. I just go nuts or I fall asleep because that ego cannot be still. Because when it's still, it dies. It has to live off reactions. It has to live off doing something. But when you sit still and let go, it dies. It really does.
Real fast. What is the difference between the kingdom of heaven and the kingdom of man, the world?
One is Satan in a fallen state, is hell, and the other one is heaven, is perfect peace. That's the difference, really.
A wife wants to know how to inform her husband that he needs to forgive his mother and that he is like a woman, but without insulting him.
The wife needs to overcome first, so she can become a living example, and then the time will present itself, the perfect moment to talk to her husband.
Last one.
Okay.
How do you differentiate anger from adrenaline? You know, adrenaline is when like you get real flush and you have a lot of energy. It's one of those hormone things.
I don't know what to say to that. I really don't know what to say. I don't know. Call me on the show and I will tell you. I really don't know. You have an answer for them?
No.
Oh, okay. All right, so the question is, who asked the question? You restate the question real fast.
That there's a temptation to hate what you're dealing with.
Oh, okay. The things that you cannot overcome right away and all that?
Right.
First of all, we don't know right from wrong. We do not know good from evil. It has to be revealed to us, right? So when you're going through stuff that you have not overcome, have no opinion about it. Don't call it good, don't call it bad, don't call it evil, don't call it right or wrong. Just watch it and relax in it, and it will be revealed to you and taken away from you. The reason that it's so hard to overcome it is because you made an opinion about it. Oh, this is bad. I'm an alcoholic. I'm a bad person. Or I'm a sex addict. I'm a bad person. It's enough to know that this is something you like to overcome, but have no opinion about it, and it'll disappear. Because when you have an opinion, you are making a judgment. And when you make a judgment, you're playing God, and you're giving it life. We as human beings don't have a right to have an opinion about anything. We don't know nothing, and of ourselves, we can do nothing. So let go of all your opinions about everything. And then that's how you overcome. So if you're an alcoholic, just keep on drinking. But drink with a sense of consciousness. You know, don't just drink like, wow, this is so good, I'm about to get drunk. But then watch yourself drinking. Watch yourself pouring it in the glass. Look at it while you're drinking it, instead of getting all into it. And then you overcome it because you're not loving it. You're watching it, and you don't have an opinion about it, and you lose the appetite for it. It will fade away. Same thing with sex and everything else. When men have sex, don't get into sex anymore. Bam, bam, thank you, ma'am. That's all it should be. 30 seconds at best. Really. The guys get into the sex, they worship the woman, they glorify her, giving her your soul. She's like, yeah, worship me. And then if you do bam, bam, thank you, ma'am, you don't love me. And what she said, you didn't give me your life today. And she hates you for it. She'd rather that you not do it. So cut it out. Don't be loving evil. All right? Until you fall away from it, no big deal. Any questions about that? Is this your first time here in the black shirt? Oh, man, you look so important. I got to talk to you.
Hey.
How you doing, sir?
Good.
How did you find us?
YouTube, yeah.
Any questions or comments or anything you disagree with?
I just want to go and forgive, actually. I mean,
Yes.
Yeah. I know what I need to do. I just have to kind of build up the courage to do it and go for it.
And who do you have to forgive?
I think my mom and my dad. I think both.
Yeah. Good. And you're afraid to do it? That's why you have to build up courage?
Yeah, I mean, what happens is just thinking about it now, just hearing you talk about it, I just thinking of trying to find the words to say. That's kind of like what is like
Don't look for the words.
overwhelming me. Yeah.
It's enough to know you resent them. The words will come because you're going to them to forgive them. So don't plan what you're going to say. Have no idea what you're going to say. I just gave you a little few steps of how you should do it. But let the words come. You might only need one word. You may not need a lot of words.
Yeah.
But I promise you, he will give you the words to say and you'll be done. And don't go in there saying, Mom, I love you, but I got to tell you this. Mom, I love you. You know, you're a good mother, but that's weak. That's not going to work.
Yeah.
You go there and say, Mother or Mom, I hated you because you were so controlling. Whatever, right? You were so controlling. You killed Dad. You turned me away from him. And I resented you for it, and now I'm like you. I have fear and doubt and all that crap. And I realize you can't help yourself, and I'm sorry for holding that against you. But do not ask for forgiveness. Don't apologize for being bad, because you were only that way because she created you that way. You became like her. You're acting out as though you're her, right?
Yeah.
And so just apologize for holding that against her. And if you accept it, fine. If she doesn't, fine. You forgive her, and you'll be able to live and love her in the right way.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
And you're not going to get the courage to do it. You just have to do it. Because you're going to have fear, and the only way you can overcome fear, you got to go and face it. It's like lifting weights. The only way you get these kind of muscles, you got to lift the weight, buddy. So you got to go and face her in order to get the courage.
Yeah.
You're not going to get courage and then go. That makes sense?
Yeah, it makes complete sense.
Yeah, so make sure you do it. Any questions for me?
That's it. I just need to go take care of business. Yeah.
Right on. Yeah. Anything you disagree with that I've said?
I mean, not about the. No, not really. No.
I mean, I like disagreements.
Yeah.
So anything?
Well, for me, it's like I need to go experience. I need to go forgive and kind of go through the process before I can really disagree with anything.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm so happy you're going to do it because you're going to wake up. All people with anger is asleep and they don't know it.
Yeah.
They do not know that they're asleep. They think that they're awake when they're really asleep. I did not know I was asleep until I woke up. He caused me to wake up. I'm like, wow. There are two realities. One is of the light and one is of the dark one. One is an illusion of a reality because Satan is pretending to be God, and one is the real reality, and that comes from within. All right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be amazing when you wake up.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Martin, I know you had your hand and I didn't come to you. Has it? Yeah. You sure? Yeah. Okay. All right. Oh, last word here. I saw it right there, Joel, with the blue shirt.
So my question is kind of about whether with our parents, do we forgive them for their actions, or do we apologize for feeling?
That's a good question. You're going to apologize for resenting them, not for their action. They are responsible for their own action. The reason that you're still hurting is because you resented them for what they did to you, for their action. Had you never resented them, they could have done whatever they did, you would be fine.
So we're apologizing for resenting or feeling whatever it is towards them.
For judging them for it.
Okay.
Absolutely. Because people can hurt you physically and your body will heal, but if you never forgive, the real you never heals. The soul can only heal when you forgive and return to God. That's the only way the soul heals. That's why people go through a lifetime on medication, drinking, because their bodies have healed, but the soul has not healed because they have not forgiven. And so now they become alcoholics and everything, and they don't know that the only thing you need to do is forgive so your soul can heal. And once that happens, you're free. And then it would be as though you never went through anything in your life. Even if you should think about it, it just passes through you with no pain. So you are going to forgive for hating them, not their actions. They need to forgive for that. They were wrong for what they did to you. That makes sense? Good question, man. So that was fun. I made it through this, really. And I feel so sleepy. I feel so sleepy right now, I feel black. You know how when black people get tired, the face turn black, everything look bad? That's how I feel. But it was fun. Was it fun today? Was it helpful? Yeah. So make sure you do the prayer. And we do have counseling service. We have the best counseling service on this side of heaven. We need your support, your donations, your earning, because we got to get this going. And without you, without all of us together, it won't happen. All right, so make sure you donate and tithe to our church and organization. If you want counseling, call us at 800-411-BOND. No men's meeting this Thursday, right? We had a women's forum this past Thursday night. The third Thursday night is for ladies only. First Thursday night for men only. And Sundays for everybody. Thursday night meeting was amazing. Was it amazing or what? They can't hear you. That's your drug call? That's your mama calling? Really? What she want? All right, I'm not going to tell you what to do. You won't like it. If I tell you how to respond to her right now. No, I won't tell you. But wasn't the meeting really good? Yeah. It was amazing. So those forums that we have when it's just men only and ladies only, people open up a little bit more about real stuff, and it really is helpful. All right, so make sure you come to those meetings. Check out my TV show on newsmaxtv.com and also the fallenState.tv and the radio show. We have all kinds of stuff. And get a Slut Maker t-shirt. Slut Maker! T-shirt, everybody, Slut Maker. Okay, check that out. And thank you all for coming, all right? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it.